What's up? What's up? What's up? So we're gonna wait for you to see if anybody else join us. If not, that is perfectly okay. Okay, because we're gonna get this video out. Hmm. I don't know who told me to do a video or Steph Talks on a Tuesday night, knowing we got cheer practice, got to get the kids pretty much fed before cheer practice, but still, they come home and still want to eat more and ramble and clean up and get them ready for bed and say our prayer. I don't know who told me to do Steph Talks on a Tuesday, but you know what? No, I know who told me. God told me. God told me to do Steph Talks on a Tuesday. Okay, so I'm gonna be obedient. I'm gonna listen to him, whether who show up or who don't show up. The show still goes on. Okay, God got an assignment on me, on my life, and what He want me to do, and I'm gonna be obedient to do it. Okay, whatever His will, let His will be done. Okay, so y'all also had to grab me some wine tonight because these topics that my husband here, I'm gonna introduce him in a second if you are new here, but these topics that he got for me, baby, jeez. Jeez. So yeah, he gonna help me help me to help encourage y'all. See, the wine talking already. He gonna help me to help me and help y'all, encourage y'all, uplift y'all to become the best version of yourselves. Entrepreneurship ain't for everybody. If it is, this video for you. If you would love to see what it looks like, what it feels like to get in my business a little bit and what I do, then stay tuned. Okay. So, anyways, ciao. All right. So let's get started. Action. So to my left here, to you guys right, and to my left is my lovely, lovely, wonderful, amazing, extraordinary, over the top, extra, Mr. Professional himself, Mr. C. Well, not Mr. C. Well, C Banks. Many of y'all know him as Mr. C. Many of y'all know him as C Banks. Okay, so yo, so he's going to ask me some questions, and yeah, he put me in a hot seat tonight, and we're gonna talk about leadership. Leadership, that's one of my favorite topics. I'm a great leader. He's a great leader. I love leadership in all aspects of a life. That's mainly what my channel is about, being a leader of yourself, creating your own environment, just doing what you love to do, doing whatever makes you happy. Yeah, so that's what we're about to get into tonight. Talk about some leadership.
Entrepreneur leadership.
Yeah, entrepreneur leadership. So yeah, leadership can be in many different ways, shapes, and forms. But tonight we're talking about entrepreneur leadership. Okay, so yes, all right, let's get started. What you got for me, Daddy?
So I'm gonna ask you questions based upon what I ask businesses I work
with. As you know, that I am Stephanie Adrian. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, sorry to cut you off. I got to introduce ourselves. Well, introduce me. I introduce you. My husband works in workforce. I am an entrepreneur of 3 years as an entrepreneur, and I own 3 different companies. So, yeah. What you got, Daddy?
All right. So I'll ask the question that I ask businesses. And question number 1 is, what is your leadership style and why?
What is my leadership style? Being able to manage administration, being able to manage sales, becoming organized, having a structure, having a routine, how to do this and making sure it gets done. And yeah, that's my style of leadership. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, so you have a very hands-on style.
Yes, I have a hands-on style leadership.
And so with businesses I work with, some of them, it's no right or wrong. I've seen some that like to have hands-on. I've seen some that like to have hands-off. But one thing I've recommended to the business I work with is that if you have a hands-off approach, is that you would definitely want to make sure that you are picking the right candidates if you're going to do that, have that approach. You should pick right candidates regardless, but if you're going to do that approach, you definitely need to make sure that they're trustworthy people or they can affect your business in the wrong way.
That too.
But I believe your hands-on style, for the field you're in, is definitely one needed, but then two, it will keep you informed of what's going on.
And I also feel like leadership, having a leadership, if you're the leader of your company or the manager of a company, as a leadership, you have to be professional. You have to look professional, you have to act professional. You are the top dog of that company. So you have to carry yourself like it, you know? I've seen some people that are in leadership that I ain't even about to get into details on what I didn't seen them do. But I mean, hey, ain't nobody perfect. But my thing is like you can't work for the government, but you out here like twerking. You know what I mean? Or you can't work for the feds, but you out here smoking and drinking. You know? So that type of thing. You have to be a role model of whatever company that you represent, and that's my kind of leadership.
So first impression is
Mhm.
very important.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yep.
Um, so second question: what leadership skills have you learned since being in business?
Woo! Since I've been in business, which I feel like I only been in business for 3 years, y'all, but I feel like I've been in business for like years because I am very knowledgeable, and experienced about, sales and, business overall, of everything that I run, that I do own. Um, so what have I learned? Is that what your question is?
Mm-hmm. What have you
What
learned? What leadership skills have you learned since being in business?
For one, I learned don't be scared to ask for your money. If people owe you money, don't be scared to ask for your money. I learned to uh people must respect you. People must value your time. You must know your value. Know your value. Know your value. Let me speak on that right quick because know your value. I say that because these people out here try to fool you. And people would try to run over you. People would try to get better deals. People would try to lowball you. People would think that, or social media basically will appear that. Let's talk about the social media aspect of what I learned and about knowing your value as an entrepreneur. We have to know our value because social media will have us up, okay? And I say that because whether you don't get the likes, whether you don't get the followers, people would think that you ain't, you know. So my kids are asleep. So no, I can't. YouTube gonna flag me, but um, people would think that So you have to know your value. Don't let social media for you. Don't let people what you see on social media with other people getting running up numbers and this, that, and the third, or whatever the case might be. Think that you feel like you feel like you less than because you don't have what they have. So I just say that to say know your value. um the cost is the cost. People gonna pay that price, and it is what it is. So that's one thing that I learned as an entrepreneur. Don't get lost in the social media world. Don't get lost in thinking, oh, they got this, they got that, and you don't got that, but you know your value. You know what I'm saying? You know your value. As long as you know your value, and yeah.
I think one of the things I've learned that I've seen in the field, but then also watching you grow in your business, um, is just surround that maybe you didn't know year one, year three is blossoming because you took that
Mm-hmm.
advice and now that advice they gave has affected your
To stick to what you know. Don't try to do what other people do.
yeah,
Um, yeah, because what's for you is for them.
yeah.
So don't get caught into this trap of social media. That's why a lot of my brands, the other two, one of them is, but the other two, well, one is not on social media because, and we drop in February, the first baby seductive beauty on the lips with a little bit of lip liner. You know what I'm saying? I got to get my brand out there, but, but, so yeah, I mean, I'm really old school. I don't try to do social media. I don't like to do social media for any of my business. And even starting off with my big top dog company, I really didn't want to do social media. But the world that we live in now is like, okay, it's all about social media. Well, technically a little bit to a certain extent. But yeah, so my other two businesses I do locally. Um, because I just don't want to get trapped in this social media world. Because social media will have you fucked up and thinking that you ain't something when you really is. Like you really that shit. Like So anyway, that's
Okay.
what I learned. To
So
answer your questions, have value for yourself and know your value
okay,
and know your self worth and charge what it is, charge what you deserve. So
that's good. Next question: who is someone in the business field you look up to as a mentor, and why?
Candy Burris. I absolutely love her. That's my girl. That's my chick. I really want to meet her in real life. Um, but yeah, homegirl, like I don't make vision boards. Bump a vision board. It is what it is. Da, da, da. Everybody's so caught up in this vision board. People do a vision board because other people are doing vision boards. But me, I've been doing this shit. Okay. So what I do is I have a list of everything that Candy Burris owns. Make a list, a vision list. Call it a vision list if you really want to make it a vision board. Okay, my husband do it too. We've been doing it for years. Actually, not overcame it. We actually came across it not too long ago, like a couple of weeks ago, and I was able to mark off some stuff that I already had accomplished that I forgot that I had written on my vision list. Like what? Period, baby. Okay. So yeah, I have a vision list, and I have Candy Burris on the left hand side, and I got Stephanie Adrian on the right hand side. Okay, so everything that she wants, everything that she accomplishes, or have accomplished, I have it on the left side. That I'm inspired. It's not nothing me doing the same thing that she's doing. I'm inspired. So always have that role model, that person that you can look up to and become inspired by. So yeah, baby, I love Candy Birds. B Simone is my other one. She's a go getter. You know, I love them to say the least.
But why with Kenny Burris?
Because she's a money maker. She's a gold. I ain't saying gold. I ain't saying gold digger. I saying gold digger. Like I ain't even got my seductive beauty on my list. My gold digger on my list. Seductive beauty. She's a gold digger. GOAL. Gold digger. She's a gold digger. She gets that money. She gets that. Homegirl. She be.
One reason I like
You can't tell her
one
nothing.
reason why I like Kenny Burris, and then mine would be Magic Johnson, because both of them are individuals that can take something they're interested in, a product or a vision, and they can expand it into to maximize its potential, and they make great impact. One of the biggest things I feel like, as entrepreneurs and working with businesses, is that you're going to make a lot of money. That's great. I always believe that you're going to make money, you're going to have wealth, but what are you doing to impact the lives of others? And I believe those two really do a lot of things to impact their community.
Candy Birds has Candy Cares.
To help people elevate in life. I think that's one of the biggest. I think that's one of the biggest things, is that when you are in that field, what are you doing to invest in those other future entrepreneurs? Because you could be that spark to help somebody else out, to be a future leader in entrepreneurship as well.
And that's what my channel is all about. Me being an entrepreneur, me being a boss chick, whatever the case might be, and helping everybody else that follow me, everybody else that join my community become the best version of themselves. So it's kind of doing the same thing. So great job. I like everything you said, helping the community. That's all it is. Yeah. And we can grow together. Not saying that we're perfect. Yeah. We grow together. Like I'm so
money is very important. I mean, you need money to survive out here, but I've always believed that when you die, you can't take your money. So what impact did you leave while you was in this world?
And that's one thing I want to say. I'm not an influencer by having a YouTube or having any kind of social media. My goal is to have an impact. Is to have an impact. I studied her and she removed implants after she used them. But my goal is to have an impact. So I don't want to be an influencer. I want to have an impact, and that's what all my community is about. That's what stuff is about, which is my network on my YouTube, Girl Boss Up Community. So yeah, I don't want to be an influencer. I want to be an impact. I want to be able to impact everybody that join my community on YouTube. So welcome to all my new subbies.
That's good. That's good. Next question: how has your leadership skills helped you thrive during the pandemic? Oh, so when we think about that,
my leadership helped me thrive during the pandemic.
How has your leadership skills helped you thrive during the pandemic? So, when you first started, the pandemic wasn't here. and you had it one way, how you was doing it. Then the pandemic occurred, and of course, it just knocked everybody out of whack in all professions.
Mhm.
What did you do during that time frame, you know,
Mhm.
to thrive, to keep your business going as it is today?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, I got this wine, y'all.
You might want to put it
It's
down.
too late at
Answer.
night, and he be picking
Do,
my brain.
do you want me to answer
He picking my
first?
brain.
You want me to answer?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So one of the things I saw.
Luckily, my business was not impacted during the pandemic. Love, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah, woo, and we still striving and thriving, baby.
You want me to answer?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. One of the things I saw was
I
that.
rebuke that C word.
So one of the things that I saw during the pandemic was that your business had to take a shift. It had to make certain
Ooh, for the
changes.
better, hallelujah.
Okay. It had to make certain changes that helped you thrive.
Mm,
So you had to make certain policy changes.
mm,
One of the other things you had to do was you had to surround yourself around
mm.
individuals that gave you effective information
Ooh,
to help you be successful. I know
that's the
for
key right there.
I know for myself, working with different businesses during that time, there were a lot of businesses that didn't survive.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the
Mm,
things that went on was like you had to have a lot of conversations, like not 6 hour conversations, but
mm-hmm.
1 to 2 hour conversations on what was you going to do
Mm-hmm.
to keep money coming into your business, and
Mm-hmm.
also being able to, if you had employees, to be able to pay your employees
Mm,
during that time frame. So fortunately for you during that time, there were a lot of benefits that came um, with your business, and you didn't lose clientele, which was a
mm-hmm.
blessing, because there was a lot of people that did lose that
Mm-hmm.
clientele. So
Yeah.
I answered my part.
Well,
So
thank you, thank you.
what
You
about
you
you?
kind of cleared it up. You kind
No,
of
what
cleared
about
it
you? What
up.
about you?
Same.
I'm just a guest here, and they want to hear the answer from you.
Like I said, during the pandemic, thank you, Jesus, hallelujah, we have not been really impacted by the pandemic. Um, and what I say, one way that we thrive during the pandemic is just to keep going. Um, we just acted like it was normal day, and I mean we didn't let that into our environment. We didn't let that into our atmosphere. We didn't even speak those words out of our mouth to even give it any kind of energy. Um, so money was still coming. Actually, I made more during the pandemic than, I'm not saying bring the pandemic back, but hey, I mean,
No, we don't want that
we don't
again.
want that. We don't
Don't
want
want that
that.
again.
But at the end of the day, hey,
I believe one of the things you forgot, like one, having faith.
woo,
Having
faith.
faith,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
for that
That's why
time,
we kept going like it was nothing. We had faith.
yeah,
We kept speaking. We kept doing, and
yeah.
it just it just flowed. So by the grace of
So
God. Now, can we move on from this
since yeah
pandemic stuff?
yeah
Because
since you had that leadership skill,
we
that
don't need
guys,
that energy in
okay,
this.
okay, since that
Mm-mm.
leadership has helped you guide through the pandemic, what leadership advice would you give to future business owners?
Ooh, just to keep going. Don't give up. No matter who supports your business, no matter who watching your business, no matter who talking about your business, just keep going, keep striving, keep thriving. Rebrand your business, rename your business, redo the logo, redo the name, whatever you got to do to keep that momentum to keep going, do it. Who cares? It's your business, it's your company. Don't let people tell you how to run your business. And yeah.
I believe one of the things and those are all good. I believe one of the things that keeps that I would tell, future entrepreneurs, um, is to believe in yourself, to surround yourself around people, you know, ethical people that are
Mm-hmm.
going to do right, to help you get to where you're trying to go. I wouldn't say have somebody to challenge you, to challenge your authority.
Mm-hmm.
Have somebody that challenges you, that makes you be the best version of yourself.
Ooh,
That
Jesus.
that
Mm-hmm.
that that you can go to, that gives you that constructive criticism, that
Mm-hmm.
maybe they can look at something different than how you're looking at. I think one of the beautiful things about business is that yes, you could be the owner,
Mm-hmm.
but there's people around you in different aspects that can maybe give you a viewpoint that maybe you didn't think about. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the beautiful thing of helping you elevate and continue to still make impact.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So that's what advice I would give
Elevate
to
and
individuals.
impact. Yep.
You
Whatever
know,
you're doing, just keep elevating. Don't stop. Don't go backwards. And just continue to make an impact in whatever you do.
so
So,
the next one I would ask is, what leadership skills do you believe will have impact for your employees?
mm, respect, kindness, um, motivation, encouraging, and having a good time. That's basically like the legacy that I would leave on to my employees or whoever run my company. Like one thing about Stephanie is she's gonna have a good time. She's gonna make an impact. She's going to be respectful. She's gonna be kind. And she gonna do what she gotta do.
I think one of the biggest things that I tell businesses all the time, all those things my wife just said, um, but also some of the things that I see right now what's going on in this world, that we have to get back to the basics of having empathy for people, having empathy to understand that people are going through challenging times. So you can, for example, you can have a good worker, but they're just going through certain struggles, and the words that you can give them can either make or break them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also believe investing in individuals, because I always look at it like, if you're the head leader of a business
Mm-hmm.
and you're investing in your employees, guess what? They're going to invest in that business. They're going to work hard, and that's going to make the business grow and make the business be successful. But if you don't invest in them, then it has a trickle down effect, which affects the business. So I would say, and those things don't cost you any money,
Mm-mm.
you know. So I would say, those two
All
things.
right, last question.
What leadership challenges have you had, and how did you overcome them?
What leadership challenges that I had and how did I overcome them?
So it could be with clients.
Um,
You know,
what leadership challenges that I had that overcome them? I honestly, truthfully, the best answer, all like being real honest, the challenge that I had, God seen those challenges. God knew my difficult clients. And guess what? They left. They left. I really ain't had no challenge. I ain't really have to deal with it. Am I lying?
I would say some of the challenges that I remember seeing was just individuals that might try to get over.
Okay,
Uh,
well, I mean
uh,
that's little to me that try to get over because that just come with businesses. But I mean the real difficult, disrespectful, not following directions, not going against my policy. Those clients, God handled that. God did it. God did it. So I ain't really had. I mean, I had to go through a little bit, but I mean, I ain't really had to, you know, I ain't really had to do much, if nothing at all, because one thing about me, shoot, don't play with me.
okay. All right.
I ain't really got to do much. Come on now. I ain't really got to do much, right? God handled them a lot, right?
He handles them, and only you know. I mean,
You know. You know.
only you
I be
know.
like, oh, they messing with me, God. And God be like, all right, don't worry about it. I got you. And he really be letting them go. Like, God works in mysterious ways. Don't play with me now. Cause my father don't play about me.
That's nice. I,
Anyways, weird that you have something to say. Lord, this wine kicking in. But anyway, I love and appreciate y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all give this a thumbs up. Thank you for whoever. Shout out to you. I'm still trying to learn how to work this live, and I really couldn't see your comment, but I'm gonna check it in a little bit, and I'm gonna reply back to you. I love and appreciate you. We are growing, baby, on Steph Talks. Y'all like this scenery? Like, look at this. Like, we growing. Like, our background is getting much more and more better. Regardless, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. But regardless of who supports your business, who watching your business, who whatever, just keep doing what you try to do, because if God leads you to it, he gonna get you through it, baby. Okay? And just be obedient to his to his will. Just be obedient to everything that he's trying to tell you to do. Okay. And that's all I pretty much got to say. And I hope y'all leave out with this message. Whatever, if you are ongoing entrepreneur or seeking entrepreneur, start that business. Start that business. It could be little to no money. You can start a business for $35 as long as you gain your inventory. Okay. I was telling my daughter the other day, it's the word is not hustle, the word is get money. Like, we got to get money, it ain't hustle. Like, sometimes we got to change that mindset on how we look at certain things. And